Okay, we will call the Lower Paxton Township Authority reorganization and business meeting to order for February 24th, 2026. All could rise, and Mr. Blaine will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
All right, please rise. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
My name is Kevin Hall. I'm the solicitor for the authority, and I'm going to be running the meeting for a brief period tonight while we conduct the election of the chair. Just so the board's aware, what I will do is call for nominations for chair. Anyone can make a nomination as to the chair position. I will then ask a number of times if there's any additional nominations, and then I will close nominations, and we will have a roll call vote on the chair, in which case you will be asked to state the individual who you would like to be chair. Any questions on that process? Okay, so at this time, I will call for nominations for chairman of the board.
I would like to nominate David Blaine as the chair of the board.
All right. Is there a second?
I will second that.
All right. Mr. Blaine is nominated. Is there any other nominations for chair? Any other nominations for chair? Hearing none, we will close nominations, and we'll have a roll call vote on chair.
Mrs. Lindsay?
Yes.
Mr. Najee?
Yes.
Mr. Ramsey?
Aye.
Ms. Kurtz?
Aye.
Mr. Campbell?
Yes.
Mr. Enders?
Aye.
Mr. Bowman?
Aye.
Congratulations, Mr. Blaine.
Thank you. Look at this. And as Ms. Kurtz says, nobody hits the gavel like I do. So excited. I just want to say first and foremost to my fellow board members, again, thank you for the opportunity to be chair of the exciting municipal authority. Nobody can be more excited to be chair of the municipal authority than myself. So thank you very much. I appreciate that. So without further ado, we're going to move to the first item of business, which is the election of vice chair of the board. And I would, as chair, would like to make a motion to also make a sweeping motion that we not just elect the vice chair of the board, but the secretary, the authority treasurer, and the assistant secretary by acclamation. So I am going to put into nomination the following names for the following positions. It would be Mr. Ramsey as vice chair. It would be Ms. Lindsay as secretary. It'd be Mr. Enders as treasurer, and it would be Ms. Kurtz as assistant secretary. Is there any further discussion on that list? Hearing none, is there a motion to close nominations?
Move to close.
Move to close, Mr. Ramsey, second by.
Second.
Thank you very much. With nominations closed, is there a motion to approve the slate?
So moved.
So moved by Mr. Najim. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Lindsay. Thank you very much. I think we can do this by voice vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So carried. Thank you very much. That moves that right along. Next item of business will be the appointment of the authority storm water engineer. Is there a motion to appoint the stormwater engineer?
Mr. Chairman, I would like to make a motion that we appoint HRG as the stormwater engineer.
Thank you, Ms. Lindsay. Is there a second?
I second a motion.
Second by Mr. Campbell. Any further discussion? Yeah, I know. We'll get back there. Trust me. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, I think we could do this by voice vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So carried. So I missed the solicitor, and that was my oversight, so I'm going to go to the solicitor. Is there a motion to appoint the solicitor?
Kevin?
I will make a motion to appoint Tucker Arnsberg as our solicitor.
Thank you, Ms. Kurtz. We have a motion on the floor to
I second
appoint
that.
Tucker Arnsberg. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Najim. Any further discussion? Hearing none. I think we can do this by voice vote. To appoint Tucker Arnsberg as solicitor. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So carried. Excellent. Final appointment will be the authority engineer for the sanitary sewer. Is there a motion for an appointment?
Mr. Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to appoint GHD as the authority stormwater, as the authority sanitary sewer engineer.
Thank you, Ms. Lindsay. We got an appointment, we got a motion for GHD. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Kurtz. Any further discussion? All right, hearing none, I think we can do this by voice vote as well. All those in favor for GHD as the engineer, sanitary sewer engineer, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So carried. Last item of business then for the reorganization meeting is going to be to establish our regular schedule of meetings. Our regular scheduled meetings will be quarterly, and it will be the fourth Tuesday of the months of February, May, August, and November. So obviously, this is the fourth Tuesday of February. Our next meeting will be the fourth, whatever that date is, the fourth Tuesday of May. I don't think we have to do anything else there to make that motion. I think that that's just normal. So
Do you want to make a provision for monthly meetings if needed?
yes, I mean, yeah, we can make a provision for monthly meetings as needed. I mean, that's typically one of those things that we do if there's an emergency of some sort. But for purposes of standard meetings, it would be the fourth Tuesday of the months of February, May, August, and November. Any further discussion on that? Okay. All right. We are
Mr.
moving
Chair,
right
we probably
along.
should have a motion just to approve the
Just approve
the
that
meeting
schedule?
dates.
Is
Yeah.
there a motion to approve that meeting schedule as presented?
So
I second that motion.
Second by Mr. Najim, second by Mr. Campbell. Any further discussion? We do that by voice vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So carried. All right. We are now down to, we appoint the solicitor, the stormwater engineer, and I think the other thing we need to do is make
think
sure
that's it.
That's it, right?
Yep, we're on to the business meeting.
All right, let's go on to the business meeting for general business to start with. So first item of business on the general business meeting is going to be public comment. If there is any public comment, you can come up to the microphone right there. Make sure you state your name and address, and it needs to be public comment that is not anything that's on the agenda for this evening. Mr. Pramick.
Good evening. My name is Tim Pramick. I live at 4215 Lexington Street. I'm standing here for the first time ever in front of a board. I've never had to do this before, but I've been very disappointed in what has transpired over the last couple months. One, I was never notified that I wasn't reappointed to the board, not by the supervisors or the chairman of this authority. I understand that my tenure was up, that I served temporarily, but like I said, everybody on the board is yelling transparency and communications, and nothing ever happened. I found out through the back door, which was very disappointing. I also want to speak on some of the reorganization that we've been hearing about, on appointing one person in charge of both the Public Works and the Sewer Authority. I think will get convoluted, and yet you're going to appoint another person in charge of the Sewer Authority, and then another person to run the Public Works, reporting to one person. I think we should look from a legal standpoint on how that works and how we can make sure that we're not overstepping our bounds and we don't get two unions involved and everything else. There's been, when I first joined, there was a lot of stormwater issues, which I like to thank Bill and Larry for helping me with those issues that the public contacted me. They handled them very well and everything got done. But what I found out was there was no tracking of issues and complaints. You couldn't tell if Mrs. Smith called us a year ago and complained about a stormwater issue or a sanitary sewer issue and go back in history to find out what actually, how the resolution of that issue was solved. And that's very disturbing that as a township this size, we do not have a tracking for complaints. If I file a complaint with the police department, you can go back and get a number and find out what actually transpired. So I know that was in the working. I know Laura worked on handling some of those and said the same thing. Mr. Weaver published a report to the supervisors saying that maybe an outside firm should be handled or hired, or actually contracted to at least coordinate these efforts. And like I said, I think transparency is important. I think stormwater issues are going to be your number one problem over the next 2 years because we've really solved a lot of the sanitary sewer issues. And Mr. Weaver, did a great job getting us up to date on all that with the support of course, the engineering group that were here. And that's all I have to say. And good luck. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Pramick. Is there any other public comments? Okay. Hearing none. Any board member comments?
I would just like to say thank you, Mr. Pramick, for your service to this board. I'm sorry that it's late, but we appreciated the work that you did.
Okay. All right, let's go to approval of the minutes from the November 25th, 2025 board meeting. Everybody should have a copy of those minutes or had a chance to review those exciting minutes. Is there any changes to the minutes? If there's no changes to the minutes, is there a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved.
Mr. Najim, motion, is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Enders. Any further discussion? All right, hearing none, I think we can do this by voice vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
So carried. All right, down to sanitary sewer fund new business. Ratification and approval of the PA Small Water and Sewer Program CFA grant agreement. Mr. Weaver.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. I'm happy to report that we received a grant for our Wilshire project. This was precipitated by, as you're aware, members of the public contacting staff, coming to our authority meetings, requesting assistance with their septic systems that don't operate properly all the time. The board requested GHD to prepare a grant. They did that, and again, happy to report that we received a grant for $335,050. I did, as the signatory on the grant, did approve the grant, and we're asking the board to ratify that this evening. Just a few more details. The total grant that GHD prepared, and Melissa will be happy to answer any other questions you have on the grant agreement and the project. The total project is estimated around $390,000. So the 335 represents the 85% of the project, and the authority is required to cover the 25% match, which is around $54,000. This is a huge savings to the 12 affected property owners. Worked with Melissa on down the road, sending them a letter notifying them that their original estimate would have been $44,000 to connect. And with this grant project, we expect this to fund everything but the private work that they have to do to connect the sewer to the grinder units and to run the electric service. So this project will run the force main to connect them to the public sewer system and also the grinder pump private units, and then the homeowner will take over from there to hook up the electric panel and the plumbing. So again, the total project cost $390,000, and the grant is for $335.50. I'll be happy to answer any questions the board may have.
Mr. Weaver, thank you very much. Is there any questions for Mr. Weaver on the Wilshire grant? This is something that's been in the works for a little bit of time. We did say we would work with the citizens there to work on this grant. So, Bill, Mr. Weaver, thank you very much for your work and effort to make that happen.
Thank GHD.
Yeah, so GHD, thank you very much. So, any other further comments, discussion?
Just a comment. How frequently can we go back and get more money for grants? I mean, is this
You can go back as many times as you want in the grant cycle. So we
grant cycle is what, annual?
Yes, CFA, and there's a multiple grant avenues, and Jason's group and GHD's group are really good on the storm and sewer side on letting staff know when those opportunities arise. So again, honestly,
Awesome, yeah.
we didn't never get grants before, and then all of a sudden there's been a flood of them. We had the Claremont grants. We got money, $2.4 million for those, and then we got this 500 report later tonight, the 500,000 for the storm. So it's great news. We will continue to answer your question. Apply for grants for every opportunity we can.
Awesome. Great, thank you.
Yep.
Okay. Any other further discussion?
With those grants, they have a certain period of time that they have to be used.
Yeah, they give you quite a bit of time. They have 3 years.
Okay.
But we have a schedule that Melissa will provide you at the next meeting that we anticipate to get this done within a year.
Okay. All right, if there's no further discussion, is there a motion on the floor to approve the PA Small Water and Sewer Program Wilshire document for this grant?
So moved.
Second.
So moved. Is there a second? Mr. Campbell's a second. Any further discussion? Hearing none, let's do this by voice vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So carried. All right. Resolution 2601, establishing new 2026 sanitary sewer rental rates. Mr. Weaver.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, members of the board, we have Resolution 2601. This is your standard resolution to increase sewer rental rates. You did approve the rate increase as part of the budget process. We normally don't have action on any rate increases until the February meeting because you're billing in arrears, so it's never necessary to do it as part of the budget. Something different this rate increase resolution. First off, we haven't done one of these since 2023. We were fortunate with the interest rates that the revenues that we had and the other savings that we didn't have to raise rates in 24 and 25. So this is the first rate increase that the board is going to consider authorizing. In 2 years, it's a 3%, which is very common for utilities. If you look at all the other utilities, you see an average rate increases per annual of 3% just to cover expenses. A little something different again with this rate resolution that I want to just go over quickly is the prior resolutions, we just amended the rate and we didn't take a deep dive into the definitions and all the other calculations that go part of the resolution itself. So a lot of these definitions have been updated through your zoning ordinance. We felt it was time to just throw the old resolution away and just start over. So we met with the township zoning officer, and all these definitions that you see in your resolution tonight. I want to, if you can go back, Dave, just to live work units. I want to just go over that definition. Keep going to the top a little bit. Keep going.
That was right there.
Yeah, I thought I had it right
I
here.
think you did too.
Was that what you're looking for here?
Yeah, with the
3.3?
definition, but that's fine. There's a definition up
I'll
top
get
there.
up here for it. I'll find it for you.
Yep.
We're going to find it.
So a commercial use is a shop, a studio, cafe, and you can have a commercial unit above a dwelling unit. We used to call this a residential commercial account. And with the new zoning ordinance, it's called a live-work unit. Unfortunately, one of the things that it did that I was disappointed is the authority used to give a credit for people that had an in-house care unit for an elderly couple that wanted to live with their relatives. Unfortunately, now that's going to go away with this live work unit and the definition of what's the name of that, Jason? The care unit of care, is that what it's called? I believe.
He's looking at you like, what?
He's more familiar with the zoning. I think it's the unit of care or something like that. But so one of the things with the changes in the zoning is we're not really permitted anymore to. There used to be an exemption under the zoning ordinance, but that was just one of the major things I wanted to point out was the live work units. We used to call them residential, commercial, and all the definitions now really match with your zoning ordinance. Section 3 just goes over a residential establishment. That's the flat rate of 163. The prior rate was 158. The non-residential establishment, that's all your commercial accounts, and they're billed at a flat rate up to 163. And then when they go over that flat rate EDU value, then that volume is charged at the equivalent rate. And it's from meters installed and maintained by the property owner or from estimates by the authority. We just talked about the live work units. Multiple commercial accounts on improved property. This is basically just defining what a use is when it's located on that improved property for sewer rentals to be computed for each commercial use, which has a water meter. And we have the municipal landfill rate, which will be updated when we get more information from SWAT-ERA, but we have a special rate for the landfill because it goes directly into the SWAT-ERA sewer system. Other than that, all the other sections are more standard language for no abatement. Section 5, you have to disconnect the sewer in order to get a discontinuance of your sewer bill. All the other sections, of course, are just your standard sections that you have for billing. But I just wanted to go over those few things because this is the first time that we kind of restarted the resolution with current definitions and standards. I'll be happy to answer any questions.
So thank you for doing that, Bill, and the staff for reestablishing that. The long and short of it is that the rate will be $163 a quarter, which is a $5 increase, which is about 3%. We have not, just from the perspective of rate increases, we've stayed pretty consistent with our rate for the last couple of years at 158. Bottom, it's just a point where we need to have some rate increase in there. I think 3% is pretty fair considering the rate of inflation and kind of where things are at in the economy right now. So any other questions on the document in regards to the rate establishment for 2026? Okay. Hearing none, is there a motion to approve Resolution 2601 establishing the new 2026 sanitary sewer rental rates?
So moved.
So moved by Mr. Ramsey. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Enders. Any further discussion? Okay, I think we can do this by voice vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? So carried. All right, we're moving right along.
Thank you.
Okay, let's go on to dedication of developer-installed sewers. Excitement on that one. I'm going to turn this one over to you, Melissa.
All right, good evening, everybody, and I'd like to take this opportunity to thank you guys for allowing me to continue to work for my township. So for tonight, we've got two different developments that are looking for conditional approval for dedication. Cider Press, and I have that as partial. The area of the development below Cider Press Road is already constructed and in, and they would like to dedicate those sewers. I have the record drawings, the punch list items are complete, and I've got the maintenance bond. I know it says that's outstanding on here, but we had received it since February 6th. So the only thing outstanding is just to finalize the paperwork for the plats and legal descriptions to get those dedicated. And then the second development is Parkway Farms Phase 2. That is completely done. Everything's in hand as well for that one, except for, again, the plats and legal descriptions. We just need to finalize those before they are dedicated.
Okay, so we have Cider Press partial. We have the Parkway Farms Phase 2 for dedication. Is there any further discussion?
Mr. Chairman, I just have a question for the solicitor. With the Cider Station, my property touches that. Am I okay to vote or should I abstain?
I think you're fine to vote.
Okay.
Okay. Any further discussion? Hearing none, is there a motion to approve the developer installed sewers as presented?
So moved.
So moved by Ms. Kurtz. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Najim. Any further discussion? Okay, I think we do this by voice vote. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? So carried.
Thank you.
All right, township reports, sanitary sewer. PC3E Claremont Sewer Replacement Construction Update.
Board members, I'll be brief on the Claremont project, and Eric and Larry will be providing the rest of the township reports on the sewer side. The Claremont project, as you know, was a $18.9 million mini basin project that went over a 2-year period. All the sewer work has been completed. We were required to complete that sewer work by the end of 2025 in accordance with our consent order. So the authority has satisfied the terms of their consent decree and their corrective action plan. You do have a significant punch list. As the board is aware, when you do these mini basin projects, there's certain things that can't be done over the winter. You can't do the final seeding after the curb and sidewalks are done. You can't do the ADA ramps and the paving, the final paving. So there was a significant amount of ADA ramps that HRG and our ramp engineer that does the ADA ramp designs recommended as part of this project. So we have about 12 ramps to do in the spring. We have a good bit of yards and a good bit of paving to do. So we will be sending out a letter to all the residents in March or April when we get the schedule from Dolly to finish the punch list. So we anticipate them starting in April to do all the yard restoration and all the paving, and that'll run through April, May, and June. We will see some activity in February and March if it gets warm enough to have them start doing the ADA ramps. But we have a target of getting the final change order signed by Dolly for the time extension to get the project done by July. The time extension was needed for a lot of additional work for ADA ramps and storm sewer that were added to the project. And then again, because of the winter months, you can't finish the restoration items. Any questions on Claremont?
I think the key here is going to be weather.
Exactly.
Right? It's going to be weather. I mean, we've seen this before where we think it's going to be done in a month and we have bad weather and it gets delayed 2 or 3 months. So let's just keep our fingers crossed.
Yeah, especially with the snow. Traditionally, when we have snow and the ground's wet, it takes a while for it to dry out. And so technically they can start seeding in March 15th, but it's always too wet. They can't even get topsoil dry enough to put down. So
Right.
we'll keep the board apprised.
Thank you, Bill. How about the 2025 sewer operations report, Bill?
Yes, board members, I wanted to introduce tonight our new Deputy Director of Public Works Utilities under our new organization that you're aware of. I asked Eric to start providing reports. We let Jim off the hook because he was always answering questions about complaints and consent orders. And now that we've slowed down, I wanted to spend 10 minutes tonight to let Eric tell you all the other stuff that we do. Some of his report will be consent order, but I'll turn it over to Eric.
Welcome, too, by the way.
Thank you.
Are you excited?
Yes.
Great. I'm awesome. As soon as we can get the mic turned on, right? We're good to go.
To borrow his.
How much engineering staff does it figure out how to do this?
Yeah, we need some new chargers, I think.
Mr. Chairman, members of the board, thank you. Just let me know if I'm too loud. It's the first time I'm doing this.
You're doing great. You're doing great. All's good. All's good. You know what? There's not a big crowd out there, so you're good.
The Lower Paxton Township Authority sewer operations staff activities for 2025 are separated into several divisions, including sewer maintenance, DEP consent decree implementation, MS4 requirements, developer sewer construction inspection program, Public Works annual paving program, and PennDOT projects. The following are a few highlights for each division, and I'll start with the sewer maintenance division. Township maintenance staff completed the annual grease flushing of sewer main lines known for high grease areas, and we've added a few lines that we've discovered throughout the year from complaints and blockages. We addressed over 70 complaints from residents ranging from odor issues to blockages. We coordinated the special grease program for Stonebridge Apartments, including monthly quorum reports for grease treatment and staff quarterly sewer flushing, which we just completed in February for the first quarter. If any of you aren't familiar, Quorum is a company that we use that grows live bacteria in a lab, which they create 8-ounce tablets. They harden them. It starts as a liquid form, and then they create it and make it a hard tablet. And then they lower it down like with a mesh basket. And what the live bacteria does, it accelerates the microbial processes and consumes complex carbohydrates in the grease, which can help decompose the grease. We usually stick them in the manhole, which is the hot spot, and then the grease actually works for about 600-foot distance downstream. So it's really helping us with reducing the amount of times we have to go out and flush these lines for grease. Our TV crew performed the televising of approximately 14,000 feet of sewer mains with our new AI Pioneer software, so that recommendations can be provided to staff engineer for multiple sewer repairs to be completed, and coordinated several sewer emergency repairs with Rogel, GHD, and our staff engineer. Annual pump maintenance is performed daily. They go out to check the pump stations daily. One of the pumps, pump number 3 at the Beaver Creek Station, was rebuilt due to a cracked impeller. And at that point, when you have to replace the impeller, the whole system needs to be rebuilt. So the impeller helps increase the pressure and push the fluid outward.
That's a big pump. We have to get a crane in for that one.
So, we coordinated needed repairs. Oh, excuse me, I went too far. And then, any questions for the sewer maintenance?
Nice job.
Thank
well
you.
done.
Yeah, it's
well done.
a
You
little
did all right.
nervous.
You did just fine, man. Don't worry about it. You got it covered, bro. Anybody questions for Eric?
He's got a longer report. Another 5 minutes.
Another 5 minutes. Keep going.
Okay.
There's a couple of divisions.
Okay.
So the next
keep
division
moving.
is the DEP consent decree implementation. Staff coordinated all inspections, contract pay applications, and change orders with HRG and GHD for the Beaver Creek BC7-8 mini basin, the Paxton Creek PC3E mini basin, and the Paxton Creek PC2E mini basin interceptor project. We processed all customer complaints associated with each project on a daily basis. Construction traffic reports and updates were given to the GIS division so that we can update the residents. And we also, at the end of the BC7 project, we implemented the Lower Paxton at Work website, which helped tremendously in letting the homeowners know, like if Dolly was in another work area, if they're paving a big area. We really could have used it in BC7 for the whole, for the whole project with the amount of work that was done. But we had that in place, and I think it really worked well. We coordinated DEP metering program with GHD. 37 meters were used by the staff meter department to monitor groundwater infiltration into our system. These meters are located in various manholes and at pump stations throughout the township, including several rain gauges and groundwater well meter. Any questions?
Any questions on that one?
Okay.
All right, keep going. You're good.
MS4 program coordinated the flushing and televising of over 7,000 feet of storm sewer. Coordinated staffing for the construction crew with the staff engineer, with Larry, and our utility crew replacing a lot of storm pipe. Assisted HRG with the new asset management plan, which takes into account complaints and observations from the residents and gets evaluated and ranked to determine need and cost on whether or not our utility crew can perform the work or if it needs to be put out for bid if it's a little bit too big for us. We also perform test pits, utility locations with our township vac truck for multiple project locations. Any questions?
Okay.
Developer Sewer Construction Inspection Program. 134 sewer permits were issued to contractors for work performed for new sewer and developments and to properties requiring repairs to existing sewer lines. Staff inspected developer-installed sewer main extensions in several developments, including Cider Press, Elizabeth Village, Ricker Development, and Parkway Farms. Inspected and coordinated the Colonial Road Pump Station and control panel upgrade with the Elizabeth Village development. Then we have the Public Works annual paving program. We televised sewer and storm sewer in roads designated for paving by the township and coordinated the needed repairs and replacements with staff engineer and our construction crew as well as GHD. We're also coordinating manhole raisings for the paving projects where we just have to do a raise to the frame and cover for when they pave. PennDOT projects, we're coordinated with GHD for the Locust Lane manhole raising and also for Nye Road project plan review. And those are, according to Melissa, they're on the back burner right now, so there's really nothing to go on there. One last item, the miscellaneous items. Staffing, right now, we have 3 vacancies in our department, 2 maintenance mechanic 1 positions, and the construction division manager, which I currently held, is going to be needed to put out to fill. On a down note, the new year provided us with 2 blockages in our main line. One was East Park Drive, the other one was Heatherfield Way. Both issues were caused by defective pipe. It was the original AC pipe in both locations that collapsed. Our staff and utility crew spent several hours cleaning up the areas with our vac truck, and our utility crew made the repair to the pipe on East Park Drive, and we needed Rogel to make the fix on the issue on Heatherfield Way. And DEP was made aware of both issues as it resulted in an overflow event. Any questions?
Okay.
The Nye Road that you just mentioned, is that the one down, I was trying to find it. I think the project was let, so I think Lobar was a little bit or 2, if we need to coordinate with whomever.
Yeah, there's the bridge work there.
Correct.
Only requires them to inspect our manhole that's close to it, and because of the depth, Melissa requested a pre-TV or sewer line to make sure there's no damages. Is that correct, Melissa?
That's correct. Yeah, the sewer line is very close to the bridge abutment, and they're not touching the abutment itself, but we all know with construction, there's a lot of vibrations and things, so I wanted, and it's an old line, so they're going to bypass pump and televise it before and after construction to make sure there's no problems due to the construction.
Cool. Okay. All right.
Chairman, board members, thank you for letting me update you. I'm sorry, I hope I wasn't too nervous.
No, thank you very much.
Reading great
You
for the
did well.
first time.
Very busy. You were shaking a little bit, but you got into it. You did pretty good.
And you
Great
did
job,
know you
Eric.
were on
Thanks for the
television,
update.
too.
I got my good side.
We look forward to your next update.
Thank you.
There you go. Nice job. Anybody else have any questions?
Without at Heatherfield, were there any backups with the overflow? Was there any backups in people's basements?
It only
No.
affected one resident, and he told me that it didn't go into his house.
Okay,
So,
good.
but we cleaned his yard up because his
Okay.
overflow out of his building.
Yeah, it came out as clean out, which was lucky, so it
Okay,
didn't go in his
good, didn't
basement.
go in.
Yeah.
Okay. Bill, how about 2026 budget project?
Board members, as we just discussed, we'll have Eric provide quarterly reports on the sewer operations. The budget projects for capital improvements have slowed down now because our consent decree is coming to an end. It's 10 years remaining, but the projects with the results that we've achieved are getting smaller. We do have a large interceptor project that GHD is currently getting ready to survey after our staff clears the right-of-way. A little difficult to clear it in the snow. So the survey will be delayed a little bit. But the project's scheduled to get designed and hopefully bid by the end of the year, but it may be pushed to next year. We're also having GHD look at the difference between lining and replacement. There's significant savings with lining, but we're not thrilled about lining. So that's just to have a option for the board. So that's our only project for sewer for capital improvements for 20 and finish Claremont, of course.
Yeah, this is probably, gosh, for as long as I've been on the board, this is probably the most minimal amount of projects
Yes,
that this board
for
has
sure.
the sewer authority has ever taken on. So I mean, we had years where we had multiple projects going on, 3 projects, 4 projects. I mean, a lot of stuff going on. $10+ million being spent, money going out the door to do these projects. So again, I mean, I think it's a testament to the staff and to the work that's been done over specifically the last 20 years in regards to removal of I&I from the system. It's just been amazing what we've been able to do in the last 20 years has been, considering where we were. We were in bad position 20 years ago. So this is it's pretty amazing. It's just pretty amazing the amount of new sewer line we've replaced, the amount of I&I we've taken out, and the fact that we've got to the point where with DEP now that, we're in good standing with DEP. We'll just put it that way. You know what I mean? So I mean, it's pretty amazing. So just want to.
Yeah, again, we do report this from time to time, but we had 150 overflows and we're down to 1. So, and this project that Melissa's designing, according to their model, will eliminate the last overflow remaining in the township. It's incredible.
Yeah, and that's really what we had to do, right? I mean,
Yep.
we had to eliminate these overflows. That was the biggest key item that we had. We had major issues on Beaver Creek. That was really bad for a long period of time. So,
Yep.
Again, I think we're in a really good spot. We're in a good spot with DEP. It's allowed us to slow down construction, and which is going to be ultimately good long term for the rate user, because we're not going to have to spend as much money and take on as much debt to continue to do projects. So.
And one last report, board members, again, since we're slowing down on the consent order side, I wanted Larry to show you all the work that his crew has done in the last year just on sewer work, and the savings is incredible. When he's going to provide the savings on the storm side with the sewer together, but if you look at this long list of sewer projects, it's amazing how much our crew can get done. Larry?
Yes, good evening, members of the board. Since my hiring in 2024, this is a list of every project sewer-wise that has happened outside of the large bidded areas. They are broken down by mini basin area, and the dates are approximate there, as well as a brief description of what was done. As you can see, we've gotten ahead of a lot of these issues before they've become blockages. They were either found through TVing or the cleaning maintenance program, and these were the repairs made. DEP recognizes this as maintenance to the sewer system, so this gives us good points in the non-consent degree on the annual report. So, and that is my sewer report for the evening.
Everybody get a chance to look at these the projects from 2000, for the last 2 years.
And
So what is can you explain the color coding a little bit?
Yes, I don't know if you're aware of our GIS mapping program. Basically, when you turn on the layer for the mini basins, they are broken down by that color coding. So Beaver Creek comes up as green, Spring Creek is like an orange, Paxton Creek is in yellow, and then the Asylum Run mini basin is in blue there, which was only one repair.
Gotcha. Thanks.
You will notice that most of this has occurred in Spring Creek, which is kind of the oldest part of the township at this point. A lot of clay pipe still exists there. And as far as the years it was installed versus now, we're starting to come up on finding more of those issues because of the lifetime of the pipe. So that's where you'll see a lot of the repairs needing to be done, especially with the paving project also occurring in those areas as well.
And if I may, Larry, I love looking at the pictures.
Thank you.
I mean, at least we're seeing what you're doing and what's happening.
You'll be in for a good set of pictures for the stormwater report.
Yeah, I was going to say that's under the stormwater report. We got some good pictures on that.
So just one final note on the sewer repair program. We traditionally put $250,000 to $350,000 in the capital budget for these repairs as they come up. This would have been over $1 million if Larry's crew and Eric could manage all these repairs. There's some that we can't do. We don't want them going too deep. But with the equipment we have, we can do sewer repairs now. So this is significant savings to the authority and our ratepayers for having a crew now that can do the sewer work.
I can vouch for that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good bit of savings, absolutely.
Fantastic. Okay. Now it's time for GHD's exciting sanitary sewer engineers status memo. Melissa, how you excited about this?
Very, very.
Remember when Mr. Seeds used to sit on the? Were you here when Mr. Seeds was on the board and he would like go through that with a fine tooth comb?
I remember.
That was excitement. I mean,
I've been
he
coming to
would-
these for 18 years now, so yeah, I remember these.
All right, you're up.
All right. So a lot of these I think I'm going to skip over because
Okay.
Larry and Eric and Bill have already done a good job of explaining them. This is time for Chapter 94 reports. Those are just the annual reports that we get to CRW and Swatera so that they can include them in their annual reports to DEP. The Swatera one is already complete and we're finishing up CRWs. The deadlines for those are March 31st to get to DEP. Bill talked about the sewer billing resolution. There weren't many storm events during this period. They were all minor, and obviously no overflows for minor storm events anymore. As Bill was saying, the work for this year is mostly the trunk H replacement and rehabilitation project. We're working through getting some quotes for televising and cleaning at least the RCP section of that line, because traditionally RCP has been in fairly good shape. We just want to make sure that it still is. Getting that area cleared so we can get equipment and surveyors and things back in there. And the plan is to have that designed by the end of the year. There's also an overflow box that needs to be repaired, which will be part of that project. The table that you're seeing is what ended up going to DEP for the Beaver Creek cap. And then we monitor, and hopefully you don't need to do the next set of mini basins that are listed in tentative priority. The construction projects, I've got a couple of them listed here, but those are mostly just for punch list items and things like the seating and just getting rid of some of the E&S measures that are still on site, but we're going to wait until the weather's a little bit better to do that and close those projects out. Bill already discussed the Wilshire Road project. Eric talked about the emergency repairs.
And we
And
got
PennDOT.
PennDOT projects, which
And
seem
developments.
to be consistent, right?
Yes.
Locust Lane's been on there for about 10 years now, so maybe we'll get Locust Lane someday.
Mm.
Nice Road Bridge, we just talked about, so, okay.
At least the Nice Road Bridge one is moving. That was let and the contractor's been selected and awarded.
Yep.
They're just moving through with, I guess, the construction and the
Yeah, I
front
was just
end
looking at
items.
the pre-bid schedule. It gives you between 3/6 and 4/12 to do the inspection on the pipe. So,
Okay.
yeah, it's,
Okay.
it's moving forward.
And like I said, hopefully there's no issues with that line before or after. And then just some developments we're working through. Developments have slowed down a lot over the years as well.
Okay.
Any questions?
Any questions for Melissa on GHD's report? Okay, hearing none. I think now we can move on to the Stormwater Fund, new business. First item, it looks like the first item is township reports on stormwater. Stormwater Township Cruise Storm Sewer Replacements 2025 projects. Okay, we need that back.
While Larry's doing that, I did ask him to, again, provide an annual report, and I know for shortness of time, we can spread this out, but Larry can breeze through. There was a lot of slides in there, but at the board's pleasure. Larry, again, has done a great job.
So just to kind of give you a brief summary of what that PowerPoint would show. Basically, we ended out the 2025 construction year with the Chestnut Street project. You'll see there's some pictures below there on the next slide, kind of
heavy equipment.
showing the storm work that was done there. The crews braved the snow and cold to be able to finish that project, with restoration coming in the spring. In total, 2025 saw 16 sewer and stormwater projects. Approximately 4,377 feet of pipe were laid in the ground in Lower Paxton in 2025. With all that, the projects themselves totaled to over $1 million, with a savings of $372,062.07 compared to if we would have bid the projects out to any kind of contractor like Dolly, for example. Approximately comes out to $266.73 per foot of pipe. If you keep scrolling down there, I have all my work broken down in Excel sheets, kind of outlining the materials, the labor, and then the savings in the little box on the right there showing where we saved money to be able to make these projects happen. If you scroll to the very end of the PowerPoint, there's the first project of 2026, as Eric already mentioned, was the East Park Drive emergency repair. That was
Where do you want me to scroll to?
To the very bottom.
To the very bottom?
Yep.
Wow. All right, let's take it all the way to the end.
That's kind of our calendar showing what the next 3 months are going to look like in the first quarter.
Anytime you got photos in there, you got to take a look at it. You gotta check it out. Check out the photos.
You'll see there was a lot of regrouping for the new year. We got some new equipment through the budget process, so just trying to figure different things out. There were some manhole adjustments that took priority in the beginning of the year, some storm repair projects for the paving project areas, and then you'll see in red there the East Park Drive emergency repair. If you scroll past the calendars, I do have pictures highlighting the collapse that occurred there. You'll see it in the top right there. That pipe was the failure point, which caused the overflow. Our crew was able to do that within the same week or the week later to perform the repairs and get everything back to snuff. Our crew leader, if you'll see on the next project pictures, our crew leader Kyle has a drone. He was able to get some aerial imagery of our traffic set up there. You can see how we were able to keep the road open and not have to close it. We were able to narrow it down to one lane. And you'll see some of the trench work that was done with the Vector truck in order to work around the ever long list of utilities that was surrounding our sewer pipes. So.
Fantastic.
I'd be happy to answer any questions you have.
Any questions for anybody?
Just a quick comment, Mr. Chairman, members of the board. Again, this crew, the biggest challenge we have right now is the scheduling, because they're pulled in 50 different directions. But that's a full-time job in itself. Just keeping this schedule so they always have a job to go next. You've seen we have the message board out with the scenery drive being closed. One of the problems and challenges that Larry has and the crew is the public doesn't like construction, and they call even when you have a sign up that the construction is coming, and we didn't even start digging yet. We fielded probably 10 to 15 phone calls when the sign went up for scenery drive to be closed. So the pictures are great. It's a great success story, but it is a challenge doing construction these days with the public. So we are always trying to make improvements on getting the message out to the public as best that we can. And you'll see improvements with that, with our GIS program over the next coming years.
Okay. All right. Any other questions at this point?
All right,
So-
what size pipe was that on East Park?
So that would have been an 8-inch pipe. The 8-inch is the inside diameter. It's a AC pipe, so the outside obviously looks a lot bigger. That was replaced with plastic SDR 35 pipe now. So.
Okay.
So just a comment. So Mr. Primick made a comment concerning feedback from the public, right, in terms of activities that we're doing, the good feedback, the bad feedback, the complaints and so forth. How are we managing that right now? I mean, I know there's some conversation about using our systems as a GIS to figure out a way to give the public opportunities to give us feedback. And I'll just call it feedback, right? So we can track trends and seeing where there's a critical mass of issues and deal with that.
So as I said, I was originally hired in 2024. At that time, complaints were usually fielded several ways, which they still are. I either get them by phone call, Email, face-to-face, like out in the public, especially during like project areas, people would come up and say, hey, we have this issue. They were always written down by list, sent to staff by email to be covered. That was the way of tracking that. Wasn't the best process because then you had to go back through your email and search. As things got better, we developed the GIS program to start keeping track of those. That very quickly filled up with previous complaints that kind of go hand in hand with our asset management project. So that became cumbersome. That then became a spreadsheet that I currently fill out as we get the complaints, and I fill in the resolutions as we come to those solutions. We are currently working with the GIS department to build a better GIS program that will basically anyone, public, if you call me and tell me the issue, I can input it into the GIS, and that way we can keep track of it there. We'll also be able to put the resolution in, and we also will have a map to show where these issues are occurring, kind of like a heat map. So that is in the works, but currently right now it is a spreadsheet that I'm trying to keep up to date on.
Great, thanks.
Okay.
That's actually a good segue, board members, if there's no more questions for Larry for the stormwater operations report that we'll just breeze over tonight. Larry is going to start providing a quarterly report. And one of the things that we've just talked about at length is the complaints. So once he gets that system up and running, in the meantime, he can go over the spreadsheet with you. He has it. I didn't want to go over it tonight because this is the length of time with our agenda this evening. But Larry processes all the, with the codes department through our new SmartGov software, all the stormwater permits, all the sewer permits. But mostly his job is the stormwater permits, the focus on all the complaints. So he gets a good many complaints for stormwater, detention basins, all the MS4 work. So he'll start providing reports like Eric on the stormwater side. And the only other thing I wanted to report tonight on the budget projects, again, great news. We got a grant for the pedestrian project on Prince Street, right in front of us here. We got a $500,000 grant for the stormwater improvements that are needed that Jason will probably go over as part of his engineer's report. I don't want to steal his thunder, but that was a great job by his team getting that grant submitted and getting that project approved by the CFA. The project's about $1.4 million around there. He can give you a better idea of the numbers there. But again, that project you'll see coming in 2026. And the difference now with the authority in our projects, there's more projects on the stormwater side than the sewer side, which is amazing. So Jason will go over it next in his engineer's report on the updates of all these projects in 26 for Utah and some others. And I'll let Jason do that as part of his engineer's report.
So we don't need to talk about 2026 budget projects? We're good there?
They're gonna show up with Jason tonight in his engineer's report.
All right, Jason, you are up. You waited all this time.
I did.
To be the final act.
Thank you, guys. So I will, I'll hit on some of the highlights here. Thank you, Bill. We'll start with some of the design projects as mentioned. Colonial Park, as was just mentioned, is probably the highest priority right now of those. We're happy to see that the grant was awarded through the Small Water Sewer Program. That is for Area C, if you're following along in the report. Essentially, that area is just north of here, Queen Street to Duke Street, some storm sewer enhancements in that area. And that project will actually precede a pedestrian improvement mobility project planned for Prince Street, which is also grant funded. So we're hoping that the stormwater project occurs or is put out to bid probably Q3, Q4 this year, and then the pedestrian improvement would follow through probably early in 2027. The Utah Ave drainage improvements that was mentioned, that's a project essentially to restore some bank erosion that occurred late 2024 along Utah Avenue, resulting from accelerated runoff, jumped the curb from a high intensity, short duration storm we had. Part of that project also includes upgrading the storm sewer in that area to enhance the capacity, the capture, the conveyance, to reduce the probability that something like that happens again in the future. Recently, we have discussed with staff extending the limits of that project to some areas within Creekwood, Crestwood, Woodlawn, where we've noticed there's also some deteriorating storm sewers in those areas. PC3 was discussed at length, so nothing really to add there. You may remember from past reports the water quality basin retrofits that we had helped with over the past year and a half. The Friendship YMCA basins and the Public Works basin were both retrofitted, also through the use of some grant funding to enhance the water quality features associated with those basins. And I think the last thing that I'll touch on is just the stormwater asset management plan that's been mentioned a few times here tonight. We did have our first milestone meeting with staff last week, where we presented kind of our regulatory strategy ideas so far that looks at essentially MS4 over the next 10 years in helping the township be well prepared for the current permit cycle and what we expect in the next permit cycle, which will come into effect around 2030. Another aspect of that plan is to look at some of these concern areas that have been raised with the township. There are about 9 of those that we've looked at so far and made some preliminary recommendations with the first milestone meeting. We have one more to look at, but things are going well on that front. There's also the nearly 100 miles of storm sewer here within the township that part of this plan is aimed at assessing the condition of portions of that. Essentially, we're going out, we're walking the streets and sticking a 360-degree camera down to get a good sense of what the condition of the pipes, the inlets are. We were making really good progress on that until the snow came. So now we're kind of in thaw-out mode, and we'll pick up those operations again here once things melt. Our next milestone with the asset management plan is to try and finalize the concepts for those concern areas and finalize a regulatory strategy into a report that we're expecting to have ready here in March. And I think that takes us pretty much through the report. Last thing, just wanted to thank you all. Appreciate the confidence in reappointing us and look forward to working together here into the future. And with that, be happy to answer any questions.
Okay. Anybody have any questions for Mr. Hintz in HRG? No? Nothing? Anything? No? Okay. All right. I think that's it. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. All right. We're at the end of the agenda. So I just want to say if there's any further comments from anybody, our next meeting is scheduled for May, whatever date that might be, Bill, May 26th of May 26th of 2026, 7 p.m. And if there is nothing else, we've heard from everybody tonight except for Mr. Lindsay. Mr. Lindsay, you got anything to add?
It was a breath of fresh air to see someone that knows how to run a meeting.
Thank you, Mr. Lindsay. That's awesome. I appreciate that. All right. Any other further comments? If there's no other further comments, we announced the next meeting. I think we can take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
We're adjourned.